Alright, back again, Luke here. And today, what I wanted to do is show you guys the unveiling of one of these holy grail, very rare systems that I was able to get my hands on here. And I figured we could open this up and take a look at it. You guys can probably tell by the title already, but this system is not common at all. And it's extremely rare. And it's taken me a very long time to find it. But luckily I was able to come across it, and it just arrived. So this thing is just beyond cool. It's probably not going to be one of those things where I can just easily take this out with one hand, but it's awesome! You guys ready? Ready for the awesomeness? Ta-da! I'm actually going to take the instructions off of it. It's pretty awesome because it did come with an instruction booklet. And this machine, can you guys see it? Can you tell what it is? It's got a little Famicom, Super Famicom logo. It's not the actual size of a Super Famicom though. Can you see it's got a remote to it? Haha, check that out. It's the original remote. That is awesome. This is a Sharp SF1 Super Famicom television combo, which, like I had mentioned, is extremely rare. And this guy did a fantastic job of packaging it. And let's see if we can get it out. This is a 14-inch TV, so it's one of the compact size ones, which is fantastic because this will be very easy to put almost anywhere. I think the guy had mentioned that what is it? The Super Famicom part, he doesn't know if it works or not. I guess he technically didn't have any games for it, so which could mean blah blah blah, it doesn't work. I tested it, and that's it. But let's take this out. And ta-da! Here we have it. So, the Sharp Super Famicom television, yeah, monster. You can see this thing has the controller ports on the bottom here, which is pretty sweet. Everything is all built into it. So it's got the cassette, or the slot up here on top. Let's undo that. You can see in there. And this is the cassette release button. This is the reset button here. And yeah, game on or game off. That doesn't really move very much. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, is that not cool or what? I mean, that is freaking awesome. And like I'd mentioned, this thing is pretty much a holy grail, you know, for system collectors out there. It's very rare. It's very difficult to get your hands on something like this. And I was just lucky enough to get my hands on it. So what I figured we could do here is, I don't know, maybe try and plug this thing in. It doesn't really have any other video outs on it. It does have these multi-outs in the back here, but that's it. That's all it has. Everything else is just, you know, hardwired into the system. So, but let's give it a go here. Let's see what it does. Let's try and turn this thing on and see. You'll probably get a strange reflection. Oh well. Let's undo the old cable here. It's freezing today, so. Alright. Okay. It looks like the monitor turned on. You guys can probably see that. It says video 1. Or it did say video 1. So. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. I brought a Famicom controller out. So we got this guy here. Super Famicom. Why do I keep calling it a Famicom one? Let's plug that in. And here's Rock and Roll Racing. So we can give that a shot here. And let's see. Does it work? Not getting any game. Let's It's not registering in game. Maybe it is very dirty. Let's... Well, the game slot here does not seem to be working, so I don't know. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Try and clean up those contact points in there. Oh, it does work. Woo! Yay! This is awesome! This thing is super awesome right now. I'm just gonna have to clean this up. Let's try and turn this up. Oh, there's probably no batteries in it. Oh, there are batteries in it. It's interesting. They're probably old though. Oh man, this picture looks beautiful too. This is so nice. Let's see here. It's interesting that the speakers are in the back. But yeah, it's working. That thing is killer. You can hear them. Oh, the speakers are on the side here. That's where they're coming from. Is there one on this side? No, there's just one. Okay. But wow, I'm totally digging this. Let's try and start it up. Does it work? Yes, it does. Although it does look a little bit dark here, so. Famicom, Super Famicom section might need to be kind of, I don't know, something done with it here to adjust the colors or the brightness or whatever, because this top part here, I don't know if you guys can see it, it looks a little, there's no kind of white writing or anything like that, so. Yeah, it's hard to, there's no writing there, so I can't see exactly what it's saying. So, we'll have to take a look at this and see what else is going on with it, but at least it does play. It's just got some few issues here. But nonetheless, I do have myself a SF1 Super Famicom television, and I will try my best here to see if I can clean this up, fix it up a little bit, get this thing working a lot better. But yeah. That is about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. So, yikes. Yeah, as you guys can see here, the Famicom, Super Famicom part has some RAM issues here in the background. The background graphics are not displaying, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to see what I can do here. Yeah, the characters are displaying okay, but the background is not displaying correctly. So, yikes. I'm gonna have to see what I can do with this one. Go and take this thing apart and see what's going on with it. For some games it looks like it plays alright, but for, yeah, for this one it's just not doing it. So, looks like the TV's gonna have to come apart. Yeah! Alright, stay tuned. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I've got the back of this thing taken off, and this is the Super Famicom, which is pretty amazing, because even back in the day, when they made this TV, they could have made a much smaller one. This is the whole board right here, everything's all sandwiched into this one. But some things that I've noticed right off the bat is, if you guys can take a look at these chips over here, they look extremely corroded or burnt. So, what I'm going to have to do is just hope that these things are just corroded and that they just need to be cleaned up a little bit and resoldered, and that'll fix the problem, I'm hoping. But I'm going to take the rest of this thing off, I'm going to take the shielding off, and then I'm going to go and do some reflow on this and some clean it up and see if we can get that a little bit better, and then we'll go and give this a test. I'll probably test this thing with the cover off, well, with the top part off at least, and see if it'll change a little bit here. But yeah, these little capacitors here, they don't look so great. But we'll give this a shot here and see what we can do. But let me go and get that all taken care of. I'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, so upon further inspection I've taken this thing apart. It looks like there's been some capacitor leakage going on here. At least this one looks like it's pretty bad here. This one on the top. It's got some leaky stuff going on around here, around the chips, and around these parts over here. So what I'm going to probably do here is I'm going to have to double check and make sure everything is working okay as soon as I neutralize this acid that's going on here, and put some more solder on that. And it looks like somebody had actually done some work to it a long time ago, but yeah, the corrosion and the acid and stuff looks like it's getting through and attacking the bottom boards here, which is not good. So what we're going to have to do is try and clean that up and see what we can do about getting this thing running again. I'm going to go and see if I can find a couple of new caps, because as you can see here on the top, this one's a little bit crusty, so we'll remove those ones. It'd probably be a good idea to remove all of these if I can find all the caps that I need for it, but as of right now, the main concern or the main problem looks like it's kind of around this side of the board, around the right side, and try and get that thing all squared away. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, so I was able to clean up these parts over here, these capacitors, and they seem to be alright, but I've noticed down here, if you guys can see right in here, there is a broken trace, and it's probably going to be really hard to see, but right here, this trace that's supposed to go here is actually eaten away, as well as the one next to it. Looks like it might even be going into the third trace there as well, but I'm going to have to replace those as soon as I replace these caps here as well, but these two are definitely going to have to be jumped so I can get those back working again. This chip here looks to be completely gone, and I think this is a RAM chip, but as far as the markings on the top there's a little bit of rust on the end. Over here, and you know, some of these legs were a little bit rusted as well. I tried to go over those and clean those up a little bit, but we'll get on the caps here. We'll try and replace those two traces there, maybe three, but it looks like just maybe two will be all right. Clean this up around here and try and reflow the solder on that and see how we go. But let me see if I can find some of these kind of low-rise 220 microfarad caps. Okay, so I managed to get these caps in here and patch this trace. This trace is in a really, really rough location to where it's really hard to get around. It kind of snakes around underneath the cap there, so I had to kind of run it over the top here. I didn't have any really, really thin wire, so I just used a one piece of wire and ran it over the top of the chip, used some hot glue to hold that in place, and then got that soldered down there. Was able to clean up these chips over here on the side, which was nice. They cleaned up really well. I replaced these caps here as well as the other caps along the board here, the ones that needed replacing, just to try and avoid any kind of possible things that could happen, problems in the future. Also went around here and tried to tin up the bottom of these, the ones that were looking really bad, the contact points, so hopefully that'll be enough to get this thing going again. We'll have to put it back together and give it a shot, but so far it looks much, much better than what it did here when I first took it apart. So what I'm going to do now is just reassemble it and put it in the machine and just hope that everything works. But it should be at least a little bit better than what it was before. So let's get on this and get the final touches all put together with this. Alright, so we got the back of the unit mounted back in here. Got the all the parts connected up so far. Need to go and put the back on here, just kind of lightly set the back on, and then we'll turn it on and give it a shot. So let's leave this on here, and this thing doesn't really slide in there so well, but okay, should be everything kind of together there for the most part. well, I haven't plugged this thing in yet, so we'll give this a go here. Flip this up. And let's hope for the best. Let's get the old power. There's the game one. And let's pop in, where is it? Actraiser. Alright, let's see. Huh. Great, now we have no no picture going on here. That's not good. What is going on with that? That's not good. Huh. Alright, well, I'm gonna take this apart again and see what's going on. This is really odd. That should not be doing that. Yeah. Give this another try here. Alright, so a day later, you can see that I've gotten my the text up there on screen again, and the text is there. I need to do still need to do some more work because I've lost my RGB. I don't know what happened there, but the RGB is not working right now. As of right now, the text did come back, which I'm very happy about, and you guys aren't going to believe what it was. Here is my, this was my working Super Famicom. And just because of the rarity of this machine here and how frustrated I was getting, I decided to rip my working Super Famicom apart. And I started checking chips, you know, on this, because there are quite a few different chips that it could have been. I checked the RAM chips over here, I checked the 256 RAM chips over there, and those didn't work, you know, soldering and desoldering, all sorts of stuff on here. And I removed all the chips that I could, and then what I did is started looking at the PPU chips. If you're not familiar with the PPUs, here's one right here. This is PPU 1. These are responsible for the picture, and with those background sprites, it wasn't related to the PPU 1. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that one, but 2 was really close to where all the damaged traces were and all that stuff, so I decided to do a kind of ballsy move here, and I desoldered the PPU. This is the PPU that was actually on this machine here. I desoldered the one off of this, which was really challenging, and I desoldered the one off of the other one, and I put, swapped the PPUs around, PPU number 2, and soldered each one of these traces by hand. Whee! Lots of fun. I don't know how long this will last right now. I need to do some thorough testing on it before I put it back together, and I need to figure out what's wrong with the RGB. Right now I've just got this thing connected through the AV ports in the back. I mean, it's doing the trick, but that's not what it should be doing. If I go to my S-Video or my RGB channel, you can hear the music, but you can see there's nothing on screen, so I gotta figure out what's wrong with that. Nonetheless, though, it is coming together. At least it's displaying text now, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, let's see what else we can figure out here. Alright, so as you can see on the bottom here, I've disassembled the monitor chassis here, and you can see that somebody has done some work to this thing beforehand. I don't know what's been done to it, but there are some capacitors that have been jumped on the bottom here in a few locations. Also some resistors, capacitor up here, electrolyte capacitor, and a jumper wire So I don't know why it suddenly, the RGB decided not to work, but yeah, the RGB is not working on this monitor. Everything else is, you know, it seems to be up and working okay for right now, but the RGB just doesn't want to come back. So I'll mess around with it just a little bit more here, but if I can't bring it back, then, oh well. Again, nothing I can do about that, but we'll see what we can do. We'll give it a shot here. Alright, so I've got it all back together here, and unfortunately I wasn't able to fix the RGB on it. I don't know what happened. Something might have gotten shocked, or something might have, you know, I might have fixed something, but there was something else. Somebody did a repair on it that's kind of countering what I repaired. I'm not sure, but the RGB right now is not working on the monitor. So what I have is I have this multi-out. I have that hooked into the back here, and then hooked into the other slots in the back, and that seems to be, you know, working. So I guess let's turn this thing on here. If we start to think about the pros and cons here, yeah, there's some bad points, you know, in not having RGB, but well, let's turn this thing on. I'll show you what it does. You can at least be able to see, the game. It pops on with game, but you can't see it. You just can't see the picture. And I don't know why. I just don't know where the picture went. Yeah, it's missing. You can see there's kind of like a little line over here, but if we push the input, well, that's not it. Where is the input one? There we go. You can see here that, you know, the text is back. So if I had to choose between RGB or having the text back in my game, I think I'd choose the text. Definitely having this back. You know, you can see all the text up here. That's all back. It's back down there as well. If you guys remember, kind of halfway through this video here, you saw the graphics were kind of missing, so we'll let's try and get down here. You can see now that the background graphics, they're all back now, and that was because of the PPU number 2, PPU 2 that I replaced, and that was a lot of work. I mean, like, so stressful. I mean, I don't know why it was so bad with this one, but I mean, after I did the Mortal Kombat CPU, that one was like 200 pins, so it should have been a lot easier than that, but nonetheless, you know, as I was trying to desolder and solder it back on, I was just, you know, shaking, because I mean, this right here, it would be nice if it was just using just a regular SNES, and you just take out the SNES board and pop this in, but this one's all custom, so it's not one of those things where I can just easily swap it out with another board. I had to repair this one here, and I'm just glad that the parts that I had from my other Super Famicom worked in it, because I know that maybe it's the RGB chip in this thing that's causing it to, you know, not work with the RGB. I'm not sure. Maybe that's what's gone bad in it, but at least it's putting out the colors, so I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Just not sure. So maybe there's some, yeah, something somewhere. Maybe it's something simple, but nonetheless, it is working here, and I'm dying like crazy just because I'm trying to hold the controller and hold the camera at the same time. But I'm very pleased that I have the graphics back, and I will take that any day over the RGB. But yeah, it's working. So just to give you guys a little bit of an overview, I went and cleaned it up a bit here so it looks a little bit more gray. Before it looked kind of black, and that was because it just had so many layers of dirt on it. It was ridiculous. I don't know how many years and how many, you know, different memories or whatever came off of this thing when I was scrubbing it, but it was a lot. I got the sharp little symbol to turn out white. Still a lot of scratches on it, you know, it's not perfect, and it's an old machine. And it's obviously been sitting in storage or sitting outside, or somebody threw it out, I don't know. But it's had a rough time because the inside was really bad as well. So, but nonetheless, it is working here, and here's my SF1 Super Famicom combination television setup. So, yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. One of the only other issues here that I have to do is every time that I put in a new game, I have to change the channel. So, because it'll always come up with the RGB channel, which unfortunately is not going to cut it. Woohoo! It's alive!
Bye.